Anei he mauri mai Wairarapa, e noho ana i te taha o tō mauri. Nō reira, e te iwi nei, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou. E kui mā, he whoroma, e ngā mana, e ngā reo, e ngā karanga maha, tēnei māua, tēnei mātau o kahununu ki Wairarapa, e mihi ana, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. E rongo koutou i aha. It's a bit weird. We're going to play a little game before we start our kōrero. We're going to play Pass the Mauri, or a kumara by Chinese whispers. And we're going to share a little short sentence, and we're going to take the Māori around the iwi e noho nei, and we'll see what we end up with at the end. So before we start, anei, nā wei te tangata, tīmata, ko koe, matua, ko koe, tēnā koe, ko hangona taku ingoa, kia ora, anei te Māori, mohi ana koe tēnei ika, e kōkupu tēnei, e kōkupu e tēnei tāonga. I'm going to put this down so the whisper is maintained. Nō reira. So you've got to pass the whisper on to the next person. Hopefully that works. Okay, me tīmata. Okay. Ko iau. Ko rangi tū mau te maunga. Anei. Tēnei pukitia. This rākau kind of represents the, for me, it represents the ngahere, or the shadow of the ngahere that once covered Papatūānuku in the Wairarapa moana. Tāpiri o nui o whātonga, tēnei wāhi, right on the edge there, so this just sort of like paints a picture of what we've lost. Ko rua mahanga, te awa, mahanga, manga e rere ana, e whaka rārangatia, ia mātou, anei te awa mātua o Wairarapa, ko rua maha. Taino atu ki te karo o te ika, ko Wairarapa te moana. Ko te ore, te marae, e aiki o koutou whatu, he Pākehā, e tū nei. Engari, he whāngai au, ki tēnei o Ngāti Kahununu ki Wairarapa. Anei, you can see my parents. You konei, the two white ones, one at the back and the one in the middle. So I was brought up in the kohanga reo generation, or just before, and my parents were part of the kohanga reo movement in Wairarapa, Ngāti Hāmua. Nō reira, tino wai Māori e ahau ki te tū nei, i wainga nui a tāta koutou, e kōrero-tia.
Push again.
Ko Hamwera, Ludden, ahau, tēnā koutou. Tihei muru. Anei.
Sorry, I've got it.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I'll use this one. Get it
Sorry, whānau, we're still working things out.
There we go. Tēnā koutou. e te whānau. E nā mana, e nā reo, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Ko Katie Brasell toko ingoa, no Ingarahi oku tupuna, no Carterton ahau. I grew up at the base of Tararua Maunga. My Brasell whānau have called Wairarapa home for about 4 generations now. And my mum's whānau come from the Hutt Valley, but also previously my nan grew up here in Napier. So it's nice to be back on her whenua. And for me, this mahi isn't just work, it's personal as well, and I think that's why I gravitated towards working with Kahanunu ki Wairarapa. And my family history around Wairarapa and with Wairarapa Moana has connection. My great-grandfather was one of the first, some of the first settlers to live around Carterton, and he was actually driving a tractor that helped open up the Onoki mouth to help some of the Lower Valley Scheme folks. And yeah, and now my dad is a dairy farmer, but constantly working hard to do better by the whenua and the awa and the moana.
We don't hold it against you.
But yeah, also I grew up, on a farm, rurally, on the land. So I think that really sparked my interest and curiosity about Te Taiao. That's me and my sister there, just paddling around in a flooded paddock behind the house. So I've always had this kind of affinity for like mucky and slimy things, and so somehow I ended up studying slime that grows on rocks and rivers, which some of you might recognise from your rivers as a toxic algae. And then more recently I've moved on to lake mud, also pretty cool. But I think I also have this appreciation for like microscopic things that's captured within that, and then zooming out to that big picture. Like, yeah, I like that perspective taking, and that's why I think I've landed in the freshwater ecology kind of space. My science journey took me from studying at Vic Uni in Wellington, and I had jobs at DOC in Greater Wellington over the years, and more recently I did a PhD based down in Nelson, where I was based at a research institute called Cawthron, and that was really different to where I am now. Finally settling here with the Kahanunu ki Wairarapa whānau in the Taiao team with Sam and Tai, and previously Rawiri Smith. So yeah, I've really come to appreciate that beauty of this kaupapa, and it really resonates with me more than a lot of that really science-driven thinking. So that's enough about my background. But what I just wanted to say is, my connection with Wairarapa Moana went back pretty early on. This is me and my family and friends on my 11th birthday playing in Lake Onoki.
Look how paru it looks.
Yeah. It's not always like that, but yeah, it's not the best. So I was pretty proud and privileged to come back and lend my skills to this mahi.
Mauri ora kei te.
Tihei, mauri ora.
Mauri ora ki te whare. So, where's the mauri? Who's got it? Oh, kia tere. Don't worry, we've got 37 slides, so we're going to try and push through the next couple. Anei, tika Māui. Ara, mātou e noho ana te karu o tika, te karu wai Māori o tika. Can you keep clicking?
Oh, sure. Keep going.
Yeah. So, I'm assuming a lot of people in this room whakapapa to Wairarapa, have whakapapa there, so tēnā koutou. How many people have been to Wairarapa? To Wairarapa Moana? Ka pai. So, when I'm thinking about Wairarapa Moana, you have to use a little bit of your imagination to hoki ki ngā mahara o ngā tipuna ne. So the Wairarapa Moana of today is nothing like what our kaumatua once knew. So even in my lifetime, it has changed immensely, almost unrecognisable. So the hinurangi is, in my mind, is like the breathing of the whenua. So the waters would fill up from the ruamahanga and all of the catchment and fill the whole area. And this was the mauri of Wairarapa Moana. It would increase by 5-6 times the size it is today. So what we see today is a moana that has been contained. So this hinurangi is part of our whakapapa, is part of the mauri of the whole region. And the hinurangi is the kind of the ngākau, the manawa, i patipati ana mo te whenua. It's tied to our tikanga, mahinga kai, our way of living. Engari, there's direct conflict with this āhua, this way of thinking. The flooding of the whenua led to a conflict of ideas, really, with the settler community coming in and seeing all of this fertile land during a part of the season, and then this sort of like devastating flooding in their eyes, which was, they saw the potential of a New England, let's say, which was in direct conflict with the idea of mahinga kai and our aquaculture and our economy around the moana. Now, this conflict led to a long fight, and you cannot really talk about Wairarapa Moana without talking about the tipuna Piripiti Māori. He spent his whole life battling this fight to maintain the mauri of Wairarapa Moana. And when he passed in 1893, they were still left with this conflict of me pēhea ka haere whakamoa. And our tipuna, trying to find the way forward, decided that the best way forward is to create tuku rangatira and gift the lake Wairarapa Moana to the Crown, hei kaitiaki, with the understanding that they would look after the lake. Kia ora. So the Crown didn't understand the gravity of this tuku rangatira and ended up taking advantage of it. It was a green light, and these floods would happen. 1943 set in play a series of actions from the original whakapapa of this Crown action was the Wairarapa Catchment Board, and was developed after a series of floods from pressure from the kind of the settlers and the colonial kind of powers, the Wairarapa Catchment Board was set up to start this mahi. Titiro. So in 1953, what's the dates up there? 1943. You can see the size of Wairarapa Moana. This isn't Hinurangi here. This is not flooded, but you can see how many wetlands, te hopai, this whole area here was just full of kai, full of thriving ecosystem. Those wetlands, I don't know te hopai apart from te hopai is the name of a road that goes through that area. So te hopai has gone. And if you look to the bottom 2010, you can see here, this mahi here, the disconnection of Wairarapa, of Ruamahanga from our lake. This is the beginning of all of our contemporary issues. This is the beginning of the demise of the mauri of the lake, the mauri that we once knew. So, yeah, kapai. Yeah, so Hinurangi. Kia ora. Yeah. Koera. It's a pātaka. That Hinurangi was related to the thriving of our food systems, of our mahinga kai, of all of that old mātauranga sharing, manakitanga, our ability to feed manuhiri came from that Hinurangi period. This is my uncle. I grew up with Uncle Matt Paku, any Pakus in the house. So he whāngai au ki tōna whānau, te whānau Paku, and I grew up on the back of his truck. And we travelled around all of Wairarapa, but once a year we would go to Wairarapa Moana about the time that the Hinurangi would be, and the heke tuna. And we would fish down there. It's my favourite time of the year because we would get to look at this. We'd be catching tuna, but we'd always come home with pātaka pātaki for lunch. And this is kind of where I fell in love with the taiao, is on the back of Uncle Matt's truck. Kapai. Oh, shit. Okay, but this is this is the kai that we now find. It's full of perch and all the other fish. Aroha mai, go.
What's this bit? Oh no, we've got heaps to get through. Yeah, I guess we want to just cover off a few things that have about Wairarapa Moana that have happened that are positive, like it's been recognised internationally through the Ramsar Convention. What else? Yep, had our settlement claim.
Yeah. The lake has been returned.
The lake has been returned to
Ngāti Kahungunu.
Yeah, and yeah, we had a ceremony for that return at Papuai Marae last year. And yeah, we've got a statutory governance board formed to manage it. And yeah, we can't talk about this this mahi without mentioning Matua Rā, who's not here today, unfortunately. He's been really the po of this mahi for a long time, and been a mentor and inspiration for both Sam and I. And this is where I started to come into the picture in the Wairarapa Moana mahi through conversations with Rā around Lakes 380, which is a project that some of you might be familiar with, but yeah.
Ka pai, I'll just keep switching through this. So, tuna's been
my inspiration for a long, long time. But I'll skip that because we want to get into...
Stop talking about yourself so much. Just for context, Lakes 380 is a national scale project that was happening between 2018 and 2022 to use lake sediment cores to try and understand more of our lakes. And this is what you can do. You can tell stories with sediment. It's like a library book of what's been happening in the past. Push the right button, bro. I need to take the wheel again. Next one. Next one. Push it. Yeah, so my work is focused around using the DNA from these sediments, the stuff that's captured in the small sediment samples, and we can reconstruct a picture of what was there before, and that alongside that mātauranga and local knowledge can really help us understand better what we might be trying to restore our lakes back to, which led on to 2 years of mahi that started in 2023 until now, trying to understand what's happening in Wairarapa and Moana, particularly around plants. And a lot of us appreciate, the ngāhere as an important piece of the landscape, but many people don't know that it's part of that there is a ngāhere under the water. So our mahi has been trying to understand what that underwater ngāhere looked like and what we can do to help restore it, because that is like a kohanga for fish, for kakahi, all sorts. It holds down sediment, and that's a big problem in Wairarapa Moana. So, yeah, this is our focus at the moment, amongst other things. So we just wanted to give you a flavour of what we're interested in and the issues around Wairarapa Moana. And what else? Yeah, the sad stats that only 1% of Wairarapa Moana's lake bed is covered in aquatic plants now. And we're trying to figure out if that's what types of plants were there and how we can build the resilience back into that system. So, yeah. Kapai. Yeah. We'll finish with a nice picture of Tai looking swish.
Okay. Nō reira, tātou, tēnā koutou katoa. Oh, where's the Māori?
Yeah.
Who has the Māori? Who has the kokapu?
We're going to get in trouble.
Oh, they'll run away with it.
They know how valuable it is. Sam made that kokapu.
Kia mihi atu au I hara mai rā koe I te kunenga mai o te tangata I roto te ahuru mō wai. Ka taka te pai a hua ki pauri ko te pare hanga tēnā. Tāne nui ārangi I te kune kurawaka. I tātai ai te puhi ari ki te hiringa matua, te hiringa tipu, te hiringa tawhito, rangi kākara, pine te pūtoto, ki roto tito, wāhia waka te whitu, tamai ia koe, mai a rua I te pukenga, rua I te hora, karo kai tamai ia koe, hokai rauru nui, hokai rauru whiwhia, hokai rauru maruaitu. Ka maro tama I te ara, namu ki tai au, ki te kiri tama ia, ki te atura e tama e. Kia ora koutou.